Hi there, everybody. It's Phil Jones here, and thank you very much for your interest in this up and coming online training course, Holding Difficult Conversations, Training for Support Staff. Thanks very much for watching this video. The purpose of this video is just to give you a little bit of a taste for what's going to happen on the course, and also maybe give you an opportunity to prepare for it a bit yourself in a way that I hope it will help you get the most out of the course. My name is Phil Jones, and I've been running courses on holding difficult conversations and managing conflict for quite some time. I suppose I'm a dyed-in-the-wool public sector person. I used to be a social worker in the past, a long time ago, and I came to this particular subject not because I'm particularly grey at holding difficult conversations, but actually because along the way I'd learned some things that helped. I'm not an enthusiast for conflict. I'm just somebody who's over the years managed to put a few things together, which I hope other people. Along the way, I also became a workplace mediator, and that's helped me a lot, and I hope other people too. I hope that this is something where you get a chance to really talk about some of the practical matters in relation to your work that really help you. So I just want to roll out the red carpet and say welcome to this video and welcome to the course. I look forward to seeing your faces on my computer screen. So difficult conversations. There's loads of research into this. The truth of it is, people would rather almost do anything than have a difficult conversation. I found myself, as many of us will, experiencing conflict between two neighbours who had fallen out over a planning application. And each of them told me how angry they were at the other and how the other wasn't respectful. And this went on for about 4 or 5 months until one day I said to them, have you talked to them about it? And they hadn't talked to their neighbour. People will do almost anything. So if we come to this subject thinking, I find it very difficult to have these sorts of difficult conversations where there's strong feelings, maybe when people are angry, then you're in good company. There's a lot of it around. So this is the kind of scenario. You are at the forefront, really. You are the gateway between the organisation for whom you work and the public. You are the first point of call. When people contact you, come into reception areas, ring you up, send you emails, you represent the whole organisation. And these are such a difficult time for such organisations. We all know that services are being cut back. We all know that people are struggling out there in the community. And we also know that we're in the middle of an international pandemic. People are in a difficult place, and sometimes that comes across, and sometimes they get themselves all wound up before they ring you, and they let fly. So what can we do with those people? How can we help ourselves and others to have a good conversation? How do we maintain relationships with the service users, the people who rely on council services, whilst at the same time looking after ourselves? How do we do that? Well, it's a big question, and we haven't got much time, but maybe we can just find some elements that work well for you whilst doing that very difficult job. These were the learning objectives that we identified when planning this. During the time we have together, we're just going to be touching on the physiological effects of these difficult conversations because they take their toll. And what makes for effective communication when this sort of thing happens? We're going to think about listening. We all know that we ought to be listening. But what does that really mean, and how and why does that work? There's something about confirmatory bias, and one of the awful things, and difficult things, but human things about such scenarios is that we start having thoughts and feelings about the people who are ringing us. And maybe we even start to anticipate how people are going to be. So we're going to be looking at that a bit. We're also going to just have an introductory look at nonviolent communication techniques. And that's something that if you want to look at further, I'll give you some links. So you could explore that further if you want to. And we'll be using some relevant case study materials. Now, what's going to happen for the course, there'll be a manager's session, and the purpose of the manager's session will be to look at some of these matters, develop what kind of practice principles, if you like. You know, how does East Sussex County Council want you to behave in such circumstances, as well as developing some case study material. So that will form the basis of the course. So that will happen along the way, and I hope that then those conversations continue into the workplace, so you can have a chance to talk in your teams. So, how to prepare for coming on this course? I'd just like to ask you 2 questions. And actually what I'm going to do before I ask these questions is, look around, grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. I'm not going to ask you to share this or anything like that, but just make yourself some notes on the next couple of questions. It's about what you want from this course. So the first question would be, what situations do you find the most troubling? Telephone calls, face-to-face, whatever. What situations do you find the most troubling? And second, what are your hopes from this training? What are your hopes? If this training was to be really useful to you, what would you get out of it? What would you be able to do at the end that you can't do now? And you might say, I want some techniques. And I'd say, techniques for what? What particularly would you be able to do after this course, if this course was to be really useful that you can't do now? So I'm just going to let you have 45 seconds, a minute, just to think and to make yourself some notes. So here we go. Let's say 45 seconds. Thank you very much. I hope that was long enough to get the juices flowing, and I hope the video has given you some idea about what we're going to do in the course. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking some notes. Very much looking forward to meeting you on my computer screen. Thanks very much, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.